G'day. I wanted to do a series of videos just to explain some of the equipment that I use. So we're going to start off with the audio because I believe the audio is the most important thing. So these are the microphones that I use. So these here are the Rode NT5 microphones. So these are a matched pair of microphones. They're designed to be used in stereo. Their intended use would be to be used above drum kits to basically get the sound of the cymbals and the whole drum kit up above. Another thing they're used for is for acoustic guitars, so you could point them at the acoustic guitars down like that. You can use them in a XY configuration to get your left and right stereo recordings. They can be used in a number of different ways. They can be used for vocal recordings, not professional vocal recordings, but if you were to record a choir or something like that, you could put them up above and you'll get a nice stereo separation with the two microphones. The way I use them is a lot of the time I'll have them pointed towards me like that, but they'll be just off the screen, and that's when you see me lean into the microphones, and I might just talk into it or whisper into it, and then I'll just pan across over to this side. So generally speaking, in a audio engineering standpoint, the way that I've got them positioned is probably not technically correct, but it's what works for me. So a recording engineer would probably point them towards me and separate them, whereas I like to angle them towards me, so when I'm in the center, I get a nice clear recording, and then as I move closer, I get a proximity effect, where as I move closer, I get a more bassy effect from the sounds or my voice. So these are the microphones that I use. Why I chose these microphones is I had the opportunity to borrow a pair of these microphones to start out my audio recording, and I found them to work quite well. And to get another microphone or another pair of microphones to do this job, I believe you have to spend a lot of money to do it, $1,000 plus per microphone. So these are the microphones that I use. They do a very good job. They're a nice pencil direct style microphone. They're not a shotgun microphone. They just have a nice little directional effect that gives me that stereo separation when I record my recordings. Something else that should never be underestimated are your cables. So I had these cables handmade by the person that makes the cables for my friend's audio recording studio. So this is a Mogami, don't know if you can see that, Mogami cable from Japan, and they're a Nutric plug. So these are a handmade cable. When I first started recording, I found that one of the cables I was using was bad, so I decided to get some proper cables made up, and they're not cheap cables. They do cost a fair bit of money. So that's the microphones, the cables. Where do they go? They go here. So this is a Zoom handheld recorder. The beauty of this recorder is that it accepts the professional XLR inputs, one side to the other side. It'll also take another microphone, and it has some microphones up here. So you have the ability to record 4 channels of audio at once, but I generally focus these days on just the stereo recordings. As you can see, I'm still trying to get the headset sorted. So the headset that I've got is mainly going to be used when I'm massaging, just to allow me to record my voice as I'm doing the massage, so I don't have to do any voiceover recordings. So that there is my main audio recording setup. So this is something that I wanted to show you. So this is something that I had made up. So this is a piece of acoustic foam that I had cut out quite roughly. It's pretty crap. And the intention of this is to put the microphones in here. So as the sound's coming towards it, you'll get a nice stereo separation. So the sound coming this way will get captured just by this microphone, and the sound coming this way will get captured just by this microphone. So this is a little bit of a twofold arrangement. Is I want to record some nature sounds to add into my videos, and this is something that I made up. So I made like a little bass plate. I can put it onto a tripod, and it'll just sit there and hold there. It's a pretty rough design, but it's just a cheap piece of foam cut out with a bit of wood and a couple of bolts, just for me to try it out and just to see how I go. So also, this is something that I wanted to try out to simulate a binaural recording situation. So the way the ears work is you got the ears on both sides, and you have your head. Your head is a great insulator for sound, and it allows sounds to be absorbed mostly in one side or the other side, and that will help us pinpoint where a sound is coming from. So the purpose of this is to create a sound block of insulation. So when the sound is coming at a certain angle, this side will pick it up more. Or if the sound's coming this way, this ear will pick up the sound coming into this microphone. So this is something that I wanted to try. So I just did a video that I uploaded last night, and it was used doing this. So it was quite difficult to put this under the camera and just come side to side with it. It's quite big. So I'll probably modify it and just see how I go. Something else I'd like to do is basically try and have have this foam around the camera. So when the microphones are positioned one side or the other side, you'll have a nice insulator around the camera, and that allows for that stereo separation. So when I talk into this side, it's almost like my hands here, and it's going directly into this microphone. And the same effect over here. So when I talk like this, you'll get the sound coming into one side. So this is my cheap simulated binaural audio recording block. So I got this idea from a company that makes a block like this for audio recording sounds. So I just thought I'd try it out, and I've tried it out once, and I wasn't in a good situation to really get a nice separation. So I plan to go out hopefully over the next couple of weeks to get some nature recordings, and when I do, I'll be sure to let you hear them. So you would have heard some of those sounds in my 3-hour rainforest video, but it was mostly rainforest, the waterfall sounds, which is very, very strong. So it's very difficult to get a real separation between right and left. So again, I just want to talk about these microphones. So with microphones, it's critical how you place them. Once you start moving them around the place and you go off just millimeters, the sound that goes into them can be very different. So in some of my videos, some people will comment that the sound will be stronger in one ear than the other, and that can be attributed to the microphone just being perfectly placed on one side and just off a little bit on the other side. So a good audio engineer, or when they're recording in a studio, will spend time to set up the microphone in the correct position. And something that I've been taught is that you don't EQ your sound afterwards. You EQ your sound by positioning the mic into the right position. And once you get the sound that you want, you don't have to EQ it, you don't have to fix it in post. You get the right sound to start with. So, if you were to give me $2,000 microphones and give these to an audio engineer, there's a good chance the audio engineer would get a better quality recording because he can place these microphones better than me in a recording studio situation. So I just wanted to touch on that subject, that just the placement. So for example, most of the time I'll have the microphones just like this, and I'll talk into them pretty much just like this. So if I just bring them out a little bit, so I'll just lean over here and talk into one, but it'll just be off camera. Or I'll just lean over here onto the other one, and that'll just be off camera. So generally I'll bring them in just so they're just off camera, just so I can lean into them and make the sounds. And that simulates that nice effect that you get when I'm making sounds with different objects. And I'm just leaning in, and as the sound comes closer, you get a really nice proximity effect, and it increases the level of the sound and also a little bit of the bass of the sound. Wow, 10-minute video. I didn't expect it to be that long. So that was just a quick video on my audio recording setup and what I use. And something else which is really, really important that you just can't underestimate is a microphone stand. So I've got 2 microphone stands, and it allows me just to place the microphone pretty much wherever I want. So I can just bring it closer, take it further away, I can take it just off camera. And it's so important to have microphone stands to be able to put the microphones where you want. So basically you can just talk into them. So generally you'll never really see them on camera, so this is the first time you've seen them on camera. Alright, so thank you very much. This is the first video in a series of videos just to explain some of the equipment that I use, just to give you a little bit of an idea. So I'll go through my cameras and some other equipment soon for you. Thank you very much. Enjoyed making the video, and look out for my wooden block video. I'm going to try and I'll probably do like a second extended version. I've got a little bit of an idea with the sound, so hopefully that'll work out. Thank you very much.